well as Citadel Global Ventures, where we help more people become entrepreneurs in the world's most vulnerable communities.
What you can be expecting this evening is to hear stories and updates and the vision of where we're going, as well as to hear opportunities of how you can come alongside us in the mission that God has given us. And in lieu of the silent auction that we did last year, we're going to be doing a different twist to it. We're going to be sharing opportunities that we're doing through the Young Professional Fellowship as well as through Citadel, and we'd love to invite you to invest in that along the way.
We will also be closing out the night with our second annual live talent auction. If you were with us last year, you might remember the style and format of the auction, and if you are new this year,
you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Megan.
And I'm Kenzie.
And we're so excited for you to be with us. This evening, we invite you to celebrate what God's been doing throughout this whole year through ICF, as well as we want to give you opportunities to join us.
Tonight you'll hear largely from Megan, myself, and Andy, but we want to emphasize that tonight is not just about sharing what we're doing. Tonight is about sharing what God is inviting all of us into together. All of us here that are watching this locally, to the Naperville area, across the United States, but also our friends globally. We'll be sharing stories specific to the Young Professionals Fellowship, which is our initiative to support ambitious young professionals gathering around the teachings of Jesus, as well as Citadel Global Ventures, where we help more people become entrepreneurs in the world's most vulnerable communities.
What you can be expecting this evening is to hear stories and updates and the vision of where we're going, as well as to hear opportunities of how you can come alongside us in the mission that God has given us. And in lieu of the silent auction that we did last year, we're going to be doing a different twist to it. We're going to be sharing opportunities that we're doing through the Young Professional Fellowship as well as through Citadel, and we'd love to invite you to invest in that along the way.
We will also be closing out the night with our second annual live talent auction. If you were with us last year, you might remember the style and format of the auction, and if you are new this year, well, we have a really exciting opportunity. Some of our friends from across the community have been volunteering their time and talents to help us fundraise. At the end of tonight, you might have the opportunity to bid on a personal training session with a coach from our Young Professionals Fellowship, or having customized cookies made for an event, or even a private flight. How cool. You can preview all of those opportunities at our webpage at icf.givesmart.com. Again, icf.givesmart.com. Everything will be centralized on that webpage for tonight for all the opportunities to give or receive information. And then you can join us live within this video stream at the end of tonight to bid on your most favorite talent auction offering.
That's going to be great. We're so excited for that portion of this evening. But more so, we're really excited to bring about this theme that we're going to be sharing throughout the evening. And this theme is Go Be Jesus. Some of you might be saying, what does that mean? I don't understand. But that's what we're going to be talking about this evening. And I'll give you a little snippet. It's about the behaviors and the attitudes of what it means to be a follower of Jesus. So through our stories, through our time sharing with you this evening, I hope that you can have fun and connect with the people that you're sitting by. But we also hope that you can really see and understand that theme of Go Be Jesus.
We want to, again, just thank you for being here with us tonight. Thanks for listening to the stories, for hearing what's going on, and for saying yes to being a part of this with us. Whether you're watching at home on your own, whether you're with a group, or if you're tuning in from across the globe, we are so excited that you're here.
My name is Jim Witt. I've been a friend of Andy's for something like 15 years, and I've been privileged to watch ICF grow from the vision stage to the incredible network of relationships that it is now, influencing people around the world and certainly the next generation of leaders in the U.S. I was brought up in the very best evangelical tradition of the 60s and 70s. I had parents who were sincere, committed followers of Jesus. They taught us to honor God and love the Bible. And I will always be grateful for that foundation for my life that was laid in those years. It's sort of a shorthand for the culture I came from. My uncle was Billy Graham's pilot, and after high school I studied at the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago. Our faith tradition was very much one of believing the right things, giving mental assent to a set of propositions about God, about the Bible, about personal salvation. We were convinced that we needed to have exactly the right understanding, and that pretty quickly leads to the conviction that other people have the wrong understanding, and there's a strong mandate to set them straight. The more I read and listened to the Gospels and really paid attention to what Jesus said and did, the clearer it was to me that he was far more about what we do than believing a set of propositions. Again and again in the Gospels, Jesus emphasizes, particularly in Matthew 5, 6, and 7, that passage that we call the Sermon on the Mount, the importance of how we interact with other people. He says when we make specific, tangible outreach to the least of his brothers and sisters, we're doing it for him. The Nicene Creed, by contrast, which has sort of been the Magna Carta of Christianity since the 300s, is a set of beliefs. We believe, we believe, we believe. Jesus is more about what we do. Jesus was a first century Palestinian rabbi, and he would have been schooled and saturated in the Old Testament Hebrew scriptures. I think he certainly was familiar with the mandate in Micah 6:8 to do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. Those are simple concepts, but very difficult to live out. That's our challenge. To do justly, to love mercy, to walk humbly. Andy likes to talk about believing not only in Jesus, but believing like Jesus. That's our challenge.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to the 5th Annual International Council of Friends Year End Celebration. But before we go any further, I just got to press pause. We have friends around the world who have chosen to join us. In Africa, from the furthermost western point all the way to the furthermost eastern point. And to you guys, thank you. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you guys have chosen to be on this with us. And we love you, and we just want to say thank you so much. Whether you're a friend, a partner, a colleague, we can't wait to actually be with you here sometime soon. So, this evening, the theme is Go Be Jesus, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. But before we do, I want to explain to you the flow. So the theme of Go Be Jesus will be woven in throughout the course of the night. We're going to talk about 2 of our initiatives. It's the Young Professional Fellowships, it's Citadel Global Ventures, and then last but not least, you'll have an opportunity to do a live auction on talented individuals. But I also wanted to highlight to you that throughout the course of the evening, you will have very specific opportunities to donate to the YPF initiative or to the Citadel initiative. So, with that said, let's go back to where we started with this idea of Go Be Jesus. So to explain that, you need to use your imagination a little bit. So I love to think about Jesus. I love to listen to him. I love to read him. I love to study him. And when I think about Jesus, I think about what would he be like walking around today? Because when Peter, James, and John were hanging out in a boat and there's water and there's wind and there's waves and they're freaking out, and Jesus is like, why are you freaking out? I'm going, Jesus, they're freaking out because they should be freaking out. Well, what would he be doing and thinking and believing differently today that I would naturally be inclined toward? And there was a couple of scriptures that really stirred my imagination around this. The first one was actually Paul's letter to the believers in Galatia. And in that letter, early on, he says, let's be clear that it's no longer you who lives, but Christ who lives in you, if you're a believer. And I don't know why, but just listening to that, something in me sparked. And I was like, if that's a true statement, and I believe it is, that it's no longer me who lives, but it's Jesus himself alive in me, then just like 2,000 years ago, he's going to be compelled towards the things of his Father. He's going to be compelled towards the things of the kingdom in me. And so I myself will literally be compelled towards the things that God is doing on earth as it is in heaven. And my only job is to cooperate with that. I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to strategize. I just get to cooperate. And I'm showing up being Jesus. And then there's another letter that Paul wrote to the church in Corinth. So these believers in Corinth, this first letter, he's articulating some pretty sophisticated things, and he sums it up with this thought. We have the mind of Christ. And that, tied together with this idea that it's no longer me, but Christ who lives in me, I'm the whole package, Jesus. He's alive in me, and I even have his mind. And so I have the ability to think the things that God thought and thinks. I have the abilities to show up and be Jesus. Whether it's a boardroom, whether it's a classroom, whether it's a dinner table, anywhere I go, I get to go be him. And it's powerful. So then if you break that down a little bit further, I would go so far as to say we can talk like Jesus, and we can think like Jesus, and we can act like Jesus, and we can even love like Jesus. Well, if I can do that, that means I can love unconditionally, and I can give without expecting anything in return, and I can seek to forgive as opposed to seek revenge if I'm showing up as him. Well, all those things account for freedom. And Jesus said, I've come to set you free. That's what it means. It's this idea of actually living in the freedom. And just so happens to be our vision for ICF. Our vision is to see a generation live in that freedom, live in the freedom that Jesus said he offered by showing up and being him. And so our mission to support our vision is to empower leaders to go be Jesus in their spheres of influence. So to go and to think and to talk and to act and to love like Jesus in a classroom or in a boardroom or in a sales meeting or on a golf course or anywhere we are. He's literally within me being compelled toward the things of the Father. And I get to show up as him. And I get to think like him, talk like him, act like him, and love like him. To me, that's just powerful. That's true transformation. And so throughout the course of this evening, those stories of thinking and talking and acting and loving like Jesus are going to be woven into our two initiatives. So to start, as I mentioned, we're going to start with Young Professionals Fellowship. Now, Megan's been with us now for a couple of years, and she's done a phenomenal job. Even through COVID, we've continued to grow, both in breadth and depth. And with that, Megan's going to share with us some stories. So Megan, thanks so much for being here.
Hey everybody, my name is Megan, and I've been the director of the Young Professional Fellowship for about 3 years now. And for those of you who are new to us this evening, YPF, it is a group of ambitious, like-minded young professionals who are coming together around the teachings of Jesus. And then, as Andy was saying, going out and learning what does it mean to be Jesus in our spheres of influence. So the reason why YPF came together is Jesus came and he said he wanted to give us life and to give us an abundant life. But so often we trade this abundant life for a life in our own control. So YPF exists because we want to help identify and walk alongside those young professionals to help them avoid those traps of the world so that they can truly live in the freedom that comes with following Jesus. So practically, we get together here in the Chicagoland area on a weekly basis. We come together in community. We get into discussions around leadership, relationships, and Jesus, and it's just been a very enriching place. But one thing I've noticed about this group is that they love challenge. This is a group that doesn't want the mediocre life. They want to get after it. They want to be pushed. They want to make a difference. And so I know personally this has been such a beautiful space to be able to be a part of, to have these rich conversations, to have genuine friendship, and then to do life together even outside of Wednesday. And so we're just super blessed to be able to have this together. And I'm so excited because we're not the only group of young professionals doing this. As we have some friends tuning in, we have so many young professionals that are gathering in various places around the globe. And we have a video we're going to roll here in a second to introduce you to a couple of them. So you're going to hear AYLF, you're going to hear PIC, YPF, and these are all the names of these groups of young professionals that are coming together. So take a look. This is a recap of 2021 with our young professionals.
Hi, I'm Andrew Willis. I am from Lisle, Illinois, and I am an attorney.
I'm Cesar J. Pai. I'm a researcher in governance, security, and diplomacy, and I'm a Nigerian.
Hi, I'm Caleb Johansson. I'm an account manager at a marketing agency.
My name is Bright Takasioka. I'm 22 years old, and currently I'm a fashion designer.
Hi, my name is Laura Johansson. I live in Warrenville, Illinois with my husband, Caleb Johansson, and I am an environmental consultant.
My name is Joseph Kajura. I was born in Lira district, that is northern part of Uganda, and a mechanical engineer.
So I got involved with YPF about a little less than a year ago. I was looking for a new community, and my friend Caleb invited me to join this group. I showed up, everybody was super welcoming, and it was a new group of friends that I really needed that time of life.
YPF, I first heard about it in 2018. That is through my longtime colleague, Michael Mugasha. And I was like, if it is about working with Jesus, I love it and I'm absolutely and definitely in for it.
Presently, I belong to the Partners for Impact, where we fellowship with each other to help each other grow spiritually, mentally, physically, in everything that we do.
When I joined AOL Life, it was at the lowest moment of my life. I was going through depression. And I had stopped going to church because I have a challenge with my right hand, and greeting people would always be an issue because they would ask what happened to my hand. So AYLF actually came to be my church at that moment because I wasn't going to church. I was very bitter. I was going through a lot of rejection, a lot of pain, a lot of childhood trauma, and AYLF became like a family to me. I started now believing in myself. My business is now getting recognition from national media, Kenyan media. So it was that confidence that they impacted me on my lowest. They accepted me for me. And so that, I think that's what Jesus is all about, like accepting people for who they are without judging them.
My walk with Jesus has been impacted by YPF through the opportunity to, as I think of it, give feet to my faith. It's an opportunity to love people within the immediate community, and then also provide an avenue or a platform to intentionally love people within the community as a whole.
One huge impact that the lessons that Andy has taught and in just our discussions with our group is that, we're fellowshipping with Jesus. And that's really had a huge change of mindset for me, that my faith is not just about going to church. It's about living with Jesus. He's your everyday partner, more or less.
And it was through YPF that I was able to get back to my relationship with God, and the closeness that I had wanted was through the fellowship I had found.
So every week we meet every Tuesdays. We spend an hour or two, and we all give account of what we've done in the last 1 week. When we got used to it, I've seen what God is doing in my life, because making me to be better and smarter in my work. So it's so amazing. Initially, I didn't know, but now I'm beginning to see the results.
Being a part of YPF has affected my view of community in that it provides a picture of people being very, very open and real and really caring about each other.
Working with this community, they have made me know that serving God is not all about belonging to a religion. That is one, and secondly, not necessarily standing on a pulpit every week, but rather it is behavioral. It is a day-to-day life. I can work with God, I can be with Him, I can follow Jesus even during my daily routine.
It's given me an outlet to be vulnerable with other people and grow in that area, and to feel known and loved myself. And I think through that I've been able to get back to more fundamental sides of me that had been hidden for so long.
Jesus Christ, the life of Jesus Christ is so inspirational that most of the challenges and the good times I had in the last 5 years, the moment I look at the life of Jesus is exactly a reflection. Because Jesus Christ, He didn't find it funny, He didn't find it easy. But I found out that the more of such challenges makes you stronger.
The once in a month global meet that I get to meet other people from other parts of the world, as always, with those topical discussions, has always kept me moving through and growing in Christ.
And even some people like Gabriel, people from our life, they always reach out and ask me how I am. And it makes me feel so appreciated, because as a young achiever and someone in the public, most people don't care how they just care about what you're achieving. But AYLF cares about me as a person.
And that's why I love YPF and invite anyone I meet to it.
So that is basically how I am getting involved, and how it is also transforming my life as far as YPF is concerned. Thank you.
So I hope if you saw anything in that video, it's that community is powerful. And we are here celebrating tonight that YPF has become a space for belonging and challenge and growth. But we also hope that this space can be a place where we learn this journey of what it means to go be Jesus. And so we have a couple more stories for you guys this evening. We want to introduce you to Joshua and Daniel, and we want you to hear the story of what it's been like for them in their communities and how that has helped them to go out and think and love more like Jesus. So let's check it out.
My name is Joshua Nyantika, and I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm a founder to a startup called Pixangu, which is a photo sharing platform. For a long time, I've been a Christian. All I knew was the religion part of Christianity. But then coming to AYLF is where now I got the kind of applicability, trying to make it real. I've been part of AYLF since 2013. AYLF in full is Africa Youth Leadership Forum. The vision of AYLF is to nurture a new breed of leaders in Africa. And all this time, I can say we've been having a lot of conversations in small groups, in the gatherings we hold, in conferences, and all these have contributed to shaping the person I am today. I say this because I look at how my thinking was in terms of approaching life. I was all out to gain, to make life as I can, be happy, grow rich, But then interacting with people and just hearing even how they look at life in terms of provision, an example, it really influenced my life. And I'm saying that because there's this verse in the Bible that Jesus tells us our Heavenly Father cares for us more than He cares even for the birds. He still cares for the birds, but He loves us more. So how much more will He provide for us? And many a times we are in worry. So it has really made me deal with worry in a different light, in such a way that when things are not working out, I don't panic. And also it also extends to work. What is my approach towards work? Am I just starting a company just to be rich? Or am I starting a company to fulfill God's purpose in this world? So these weekly meetings, what they do and they've done to me is they've given me a family, and these are people I trust now. And I know their story, they know my story, we are doing life together. So all these are opportunities that I would never have gotten for sure had it not been meeting a friend who introduced me to AYLF. So I'm really thankful for all that. Yeah.
My name is Daniel Harris. I am from Maywood, Illinois. I am 26 years of age, and I'm also 5'9" without shoes on, and I've been a part of YPF for 2 years now. I was introduced to Andy by my best friend Daniel back in November of 2019. I went over to Andy's house and we sat and talked for a little while. I got to know him a little bit better and became very interested in who he was and what he was about. So then I started coming to the YPF groups on Wednesdays, and the next thing I know, I'm in Wisconsin, somewhere I've never been before, without cell phone service or a Walmart nearby me, around people that I barely knew. And we talked about leadership and our values, and not just the conversations, but also the relationships that I saw and the authenticity that I saw of the people that were in the group really hooked me onto the group, and I've been hooked ever since. So being a part of YPF has impacted my walk with Jesus by opening the door for me to be able to get to know Jesus better and have a new perspective on him. Because before I was in YPF, I was not walking with Jesus at all and had no interest in walking with Jesus. I really came to the group initially just to meet new friends and to learn more about self-development. But after spending time with the people here and seeing their authenticity and also being able to see Jesus in this group, it really kind of opened my heart open to develop my own personal relationship with Jesus that is now a major central part of my life. I wouldn't be walking with Jesus if it wasn't for YPF. Learning about love, receiving and giving love has been a big part of my journey in YPF. Feeling how God loves me has helped me a lot. So learn how to love myself more and learn how to love others better. So for example, I've always had this dream to one day be able to buy my mom and family a house that they can live in and take care of them financially and do all these things for them as a way to show my gratitude for her and my love for her. And in doing so, I was so focused on that I was ignoring all the other ways that I can express my love for her and show her that I care about her. It was just being in this group and talking about love and the different ways that people receive and give love. I've learned, my mom, she never really even asked for that. That's something I came up with myself. She never asked me to do these things for her. What she really appreciates is just me spending time with her and telling her that I love her. What I think I've grown in is becoming more proactive in expressing love in other ways outside of what I've been comfortable in. And I've also become more relaxed in the pressure that I put on myself to be able to do things for others in order for it to get validation or to feel valuable to other people. The YPF community has changed my life for the better forever, I believe. These are some of the best friends I've ever had in my life, which is not something I was expecting or looking for when I came into the group. I was obsessed with becoming the best version of myself, not really for my relationships, but now like my relationships have become the most important thing to me because they bring out the best part of me. So I love every single person that I've met in this group, and I'm glad to be with them every single Wednesday.
We love Joshua and Daniel, and we celebrate what God has done and is going to continue to do in each of their lives. So now as we conclude our time with YPF, I want to just take a moment to say thank you. There's so many of you guys who are out there listening that have been a huge part of making these stories come to be. Whether it's through your prayers, your financial giving, your wisdom, your resources, your lake houses on the weekend, we are so, so grateful and do not take that for granted. So you are just as much a part of this evening and all those stories being told. Now, as we look into the future, we continue to ask God to bring about people like the Daniels and the Calebs and the Lauras and the Joshuas to love on and to walk with. But we also know we need more young professionals to say yes to creating those spaces and facilitating those spaces. And so we do say this pretty often, we're not trying to build an organization, but more so what we're trying to do is to feed into a movement of God's Spirit that's already happening in this state, in this country, and around the world. And so we're just so excited for the future and what's to come. So if you're a young professional listening and you want to get involved, please reach out to us. If you know a young professional and you think they should get involved, please reach out to us. And so as we conclude our time here for YPF, we want to take a moment to thank and celebrate the young professionals who have said yes to creating these spaces. So we have a video showing you those faces, and the exciting part is it's gone just beyond Chicagoland. So as you see these faces, please pray with us as they continue and just begin these young professional fellowships. Thanks, guys.
Wait a minute. That last girl looked familiar. I think we might be seeing her here soon. So that's the YPF and what's been going on just at the tip of the iceberg, quite frankly. And as we mentioned early on, we do continue to grow, both, most importantly, quite frankly, in depth, but also in breadth. Now, as most of you have had to feel the effects of, we haven't been able to travel. And we've actually had about 6 to 8 international trips canceled just this year alone. And one of those trips was that we hoped to be in Nairobi, Kenya in December and bringing together young leaders from around the globe to encourage, to inspire, and to hopefully launch new opportunities to connect around the world. Well, we've had to kick it, and we've kicked it to May. And so in May of 2022, we are now hoping that we can gather together young professionals from all over the world in Nairobi, Kenya. This is where you could potentially come in and help us. In a minute here, you're going to see a video again from Kenzie and Megan explaining to you how you can support the work of YPF. We're asking very specifically for support on this idea of helping us get some of those people to this gathering. Because for those of us in the U.S., we have a little bit easier time traveling than some folks from around the world. So that's what's going to be coming up here in a second. But just as a heads up, because this is live, we want to say thank you for our first $5,000 gift that just came in this evening. We're ready for more. But with that, please enjoy Kenzie and Megan as they explain to you how you can support YPF.
All right, welcome back. How are we feeling? Are we having a good time? We enjoying the night? Megan, how are you feeling?
Great, super.
All right, tell us what's next.
So before we move on, we wanted to encourage any of you who really connected to the YPF mission. If you want to get involved and walk alongside us, you can go to icf.givesmart.com, click on the items page, and you'll be able to find the location to be able to give to the YPF initiative.
That's great. Well, now let's test everybody's knowledge a little bit. Last year we had these trivia break moments and everybody seemed to love them. So we're back again this year with some new and fresh questions. If you're with a group, test them out, chat us back in the YouTube chat and let us know which ones you got right. But let's see what you know.
And we're back. And there is no way I can match the enthusiasm that both Megan and Kenzie have in those videos, just so we're clear. So now we're going to transition into the next portion, the next initiative, which is Citadel Global Ventures. Now, Kenzie has been with us for a little over a year now, and we've created a process and a platform that we think is going to work and is going to continue to change and pivot. But Kenzie is here to share what we've experienced over the last year and how things are going so far. Kenzie?
Thanks, Andy. Well, while Andy might not be able to match our energy in the video, I think I can maybe match my own energy. If we haven't met before, I'm Kenzie, and I've had a really big privilege over the last year and a half to lead the Citadel Initiative. And if you're hearing about this for the first time, this whole initiative is centered around this question of how can we eliminate barriers to entrepreneurship in particularly the world's most vulnerable communities. So Andy and I have had a lot of great experiences traveling the world and talking with people, and we have come to this conclusion or belief that the solution to every issue of poverty is somehow rooted in entrepreneurship. So in the last year, we have really just gone on this journey of figuring out how we might be able to be a part of addressing those issues and eliminating barriers. When we talk about the theme of Go Be Jesus, this is really about the go. This initiative is about how can we love people into action. So we prepared together this little video that will give you guys a glimpse into what the experience in the last year has looked like as we've gathered together 6 entrepreneurs into a cohort experience. We'll also tell you guys a little bit about where we're going next.
We do what we believe. That drives us, right? That propels us. So the question that I am left with is like, what do I believe in?
Whether it's spiritual, whether it's with your family, or whether it's with business, is what are the significant things I need to work on now that's going to save time, that's going to improve the business, that's going to improve my stresses or take away from my stresses down the road.
And your values are not a joke at all. That's where everything begins for a leader, choosing what your values are. Most people start to lead looking at other people succeed, but they don't have inner reason that catapult them in the future they deserve.
The number one thing that prevents entrepreneurs from success is the inability to take information and inspiration and translate it into a blueprint that actually makes sense for the world.
Not only is it good to be you, but who are you? And how did God wire you up? What did he give you as your gift? And then how does that affect your ability to love others?
This time last year, we were introducing you to the first Citadel cohort. 6 men and women with plans to change their communities and to create opportunities for the people around them. Over the last year, we've been able to walk alongside of these friends as they've not only started their businesses, but done that in a time when business is maybe the most complex it'll ever be. During the cohort period, a few members decided to pursue different endeavors for personal reasons, and we've still maintained friendship with them and supported them through these decisions. But today, I want to focus on the progress of one particular cohort member, our friend Jorge Reyes in Nicaragua.
Hi, my name is Jorge, and I am a pastor, community leader, and university teacher in Pochocuape, Nicaragua, a small community outside of Managua. In the Pochocuape community, the most people face the problem of unemployment, which make difficult to purchase of basic elements. It is my greatest wish that in my community, there will be a group of people who have improved their economic condition and came from their capacity to support the community to grow. For this to happen, we want to start a hand farm to be able to create funds that serve to support the people who work with us in the community and who do not have a fixed income. Through this farm, we will be able to produce eggs to sell in Managua and produce that have a high demand and not enough supply right now. With the profit from the farm, we can support the micro business idea of the people who live in the community. These earnings will serve to promote the training of other entrepreneurs. We see the business as an opportunity to create a big impact in the community. In the next 3 to 5 years, we expect the farm will have run 50% of how it started. But I will also have generate funds to create more projects to serve the people of Pochocuape.
Jorge used his time in the cohort to evaluate the concept and create a plan to start and grow the hen farm. In June, we launched a campaign to help Jorge raise the $17,000 that he needed to start this idea and make it a reality. We were absolutely blown away when we raised not only the $17,000, but $19,000 within 16 days. The hen farm is now quickly under construction, and while Jorge is experiencing some delays due to COVID, whether that's in supply shortages or price increases, he is still continuing forward and will shortly be welcoming the first batch of 600 baby hens. Yes, 600 baby hens. We're so excited for the progress that Jorge has already experienced and look forward to supporting him as this journey continues to unfold. So now, where are we going next? Well, for a lot of different reasons, we decided to kind of break the mold of the cohort model that we built this last year. We have recently gotten to know 5 different entrepreneurs who are eagerly asking for help, but all at very different stages in their business development, making the group concept really difficult. So what we've done is paired each of them with a team member who can walk alongside of them individually and help them with specific guidance. To give you a little taste of what this would look like, I'd like to introduce you to one of our coaching pairs. We have Coach Jim Witt from Texas and entrepreneur Justice from Uganda.
My name is Twangiro Justice and I live in Uganda. I'm a registered nurse and I'm running a clinic called Justice and Family Health Care Clinic. And I've been discussing with my brother Jim on how I can learn on how to improve and probably add the pharmacy, which I think would be a great adventure for the clinic and the entire community I live in.
I'm Jim Witt. I'm speaking to you from my home in Houston. I spent 40 years in healthcare, initially like Justice as a nurse. My career began in the operating room. And through the years, various opportunities presented themselves. Looking back, I can see that God opened doors for me. I pursued a master's degree in business administration and concluded my career as a hospital CEO and management consultant.
Well, one of the dreams we have at Justice and Family Healthcare Clinic is to set up a pharmacy in town, which is near health facilities, whereby we are providing very quality and affordable items, health items that could improve people's lives in a way that that is accessible to them, because these most pharmacies in town, they are very, very expensive and people cannot afford.
Well, I have loved the opportunity to meet this guy. I love him and I love the vision that God has given him for this clinic and for the pharmacy. So it's a joy for me to be able to do it. I think there is nothing that more faithfully reflects the ministry of Jesus than being used as an instrument of healing and restoration of people's health. If you look at the Gospels, Jesus did this again and again and again. And if you had asked a first century Palestinian what they knew about this man Jesus, they would almost certainly have said he's a healer. So I love the involvement in this kind of an initiative that's built around the values of the gospel. And I'm hoping that I will be able to walk alongside Justice and help him learn some of the lessons that I learned, some of them easily and some of them difficult through the years of my career. So I'm really looking forward to this experience of being able to be involved with him as he moves into the next step of this vision that God has given him.
And you'd be curious about All right, we had a bit of a moment there, but I think we were just wrapping up and saying that we're excited for Jim and Justice, that we also have other people who are looking to be involved in these type of coaching engagements. And so if you're an entrepreneur or a business leader yourself and you could really see yourself investing in somebody in this type of way, we'd love to connect. You'll see my email come up in the next video, but you can also email hello@citadelgv.org, and we'd love to just get a conversation going. So now I want to tell you guys about something new that's coming up in the works. In this last year, we've uncovered a new opportunity to expand the reach of what we're doing and help more people become entrepreneurs. So let's, in just a moment here, take a look at our next video about our new project called Simbi. It's been about a year since we started this whole Citadel initiative, and in that time, I have talked with countless entrepreneurs all across the globe who have ideas to start businesses that are income generating for their family, could help to provide a higher standard of living for themselves and their family, but also to bring a greater impact to their community. These people are truly the front lines to poverty alleviation all across the globe. But in every conversation, one theme became really apparent. All of these people kept asking for basic education on how to start a business and how to manage it on a day-to-day level. They were not asking for education on how do I start the next Facebook or the Tesla of the world, but how do I start a small business? How do I find customers and manage cash flow? The basics like that. And while we've created this cohort program through Citadel to create a more personalized investment, we see an opportunity for bigger reach and growth. Around New Year's, we started playing with the ideas of building an online course, maybe something that would be similar to Coursera or Masterclass, if you're familiar with those. But since then, we've pivoted into what I'm really excited to announce to you all today, and this is the project that we're now calling Simbi. Simbi is going to become a mobile education app to teach young adults in low-income communities the fundamentals of running a business. The app will feature short, interactive modules that help equip somebody with an elementary level education who's curious to start their own business, how to get started. We're in the early stages of building the prototype, getting it into the hands of users. We're actively building our team to make this happen, but we wanted to get the news out to you right away because this is something that we want to do in community and collaboration with you. There's been this incredible community built around the Citadel initiative, people that are supporting it in so many different ways, and we're asking that if you're sitting there listening and you're thinking, man, this is kind of interesting, I could totally see myself being a part of this, whether it's from providing expertise or help facilitating connections in the tech industry, we'd love to talk. You can email me, I'll put my email on the screen. But we would just love to have a conversation if there's of any interest to you in being a part of this with us. So lastly, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being of support to me and the rest of the team here at Citadel. Thank you for helping us and joining us in this journey to equip men and women all across the globe who are leading the charge for global poverty alleviation. Your support, in whatever way it is having an incredible impact. So thank you. All right, thanks for everybody who chatted us in or texted us, let us know that we had an audio issue there. I really just wanted to go back to the piece that we missed for a second there and just acknowledge that both Jim and Justice, who were introduced in the last video, are here watching us live tonight. And so we, first of all, just want to say hello and thank you both for joining. Justice is one of the few who are up at 3 a.m. on the other side of the world, tuning in live. We also just wanted to say that we're excited for you both and we really love you both and are grateful for this opportunity. Not only that it's brought for you to grow in relationship and walk alongside each other, but to follow Jesus together in a way that translates into action and into loving people in the community. We're really excited about that, and we hope that you guys enjoyed the preview of getting to see a little bit more about what's going on with Simbi. We've been hard at work on the MVP and getting lessons together, getting the team pulled together to make this happen, and we are set to moving on a pilot program coming up here within about a month. So Andy, you want to give us a little idea of what that might look like?
Yeah, any good pilot program needs people to run it through for us, and so that's what's coming up. Is we're launching what we're calling an ambassador program, and so some of you actually watching now will be a part of that. But what we're doing is we're identifying individuals in regions of the world that would value and benefit from running through Simbi, to give us feedback, certainly, but more so even for them to be able to enjoy it and then share it with people in their communities that would benefit from it. And we're super excited about it.
Yeah, that's right. The goal of the pilot program is to get about 1,000 people onto the app within 4 to 6 months so we can, one, just test the functionality of it, but two, determine how we want to keep going about this and keep making improvements so that this does become something that's really useful. So as with anything, the pilot program does have costs associated with the platform and just getting it out into the hands of people. So we've created this opportunity to sponsor somebody to run through it. One of those 1,000 users is only $15 for them to become a part of the program. And that gets them access to the platform, all of the content modules that are in there. And within the scope of the lessons, they might learn something really actionable.
Yeah, actionable enough where it could make some money. And that is super exciting. Is even in the beta stage that we're in now, in going through the process and in completing the modules, they can come out the other side and make money. And so in a second here, you're going to get an opportunity to support this initiative by sponsoring people to go through the program. But it's sustainable. It's such a thing that they're going to be able to learn how to begin making money and hopefully eliminate poverty in their own families and even in their communities, which is super exciting. So in a minute here, we're going to kick to Megan and Kenzie video, and they're going to explain to you how you can donate specifically to the Simbi and the Simbi initiative. But before we go there, just a quick shout out. I want to say hi to the Ancona family and your house party and the McKinley family and your house party. You guys are awesome. So enjoy the video and the high energy with Megan and Kenzie as they explain to you how you can donate to the Simbi project.
All right. We are so excited about Simbi and Citadel and all the things to come in the future.
Before we move on, we want to give one last opportunity. If you are interested in sponsoring somebody to be a part of the pilot program with Simbi, getting this opportunity into more people's hands, you can again find that opportunity at icf.givesmart.com. Under the items tab, you'll see one specific to Simbi. We hope that if this is something that you're interested in, that you'll move forward and contribute as your capacity allows.
So we're gonna move on to another trivia break, and for those who may not have done so well the first time, it's your time to redeem yourself. So we're gonna move into that, but also just a reminder that the talent auction is approaching. So if you have yet to, please go and view all the talent that's available to bid on this evening. We're so excited.
Okay, we're back, and we've finished pieces. And again, thanks for tuning in and joining us. Thank you for bearing with us. We're doing it live, and this is fun to be able to do it that way. And we're going to keep working our way through it. So the rest of the evening is going to be balanced out with our talent auction. And that's coming up here in just a second. And we have some friends who have talents that they've shared that we can bid on. But before we do, let me just wrap up and summarize what you've seen so far. I want to be really clear about something, and there's a story that articulates it really well, I think. So a friend of mine used to work with Mother Teresa, and back in the day, she was introduced at an event, and the person introducing her at the event said, "This is Mother Teresa. She is extraordinarily generous. She works with the poorest of the poor," you know, explaining the things that she does and the great impact that she'd had in her lifetime. And then the meek and mild man just steps up to the microphone and thanks the individual who's introduced her, and then says, "But sir, I'd like to correct your introduction. I actually am just following Jesus. He's led me to do the things that I've done." And that is a profoundly different mindset than my job is to help the poor. It's no, my job is to follow Jesus. And I want to be very clear in sharing a lot of the things that we're part of and do, a lot of the stories, the byproduct of us just following Jesus. We're not smart enough to have the great enough strategies to figure out some of these things. Quite frankly, more often than not, we have just followed Jesus into what it is we believe he has. And therefore, the results are his. The results are his handiwork. The results are things he wanted to accomplish, and we just got to participate in it. So I want to be really clear about that. Sometimes I almost feel like we're bragging, and it's not us bragging on us. It's us bragging on what God has done because we've just followed him. And again, that's always going to be our goal. And as we learn about him and how he thinks and how he talks and how he acts and how he loves, we get to go be him ourselves. So that. And the final portion again is we have and they have talents and they have gifts and they have abilities, and they're offering to you in exchange for a little bit of money to help support this work that we're all caring about together. So with that, last video with Kenzie and Megan.
All right, it is the time we've all been waiting for. It is our talent auction. And like we've been saying throughout the evening, you can go to icf.givesmart.com, find the items page, and there you'll see all the talent that we have displayed this evening.
And to get you really excited for all of the offerings, we have a short video we're gonna roll that will display everybody that is offering a talent, what they're offering, and how you'll benefit from it. After the video is finished, you'll have about 5 minutes to bid on everything. It's a quick time, so you wanna make sure that you're ready to go, bid fast, and make sure that you get what you want. All right, let's see what we've got.
Welcome to the second annual International Council of Friends Talent Auction, where you have the opportunity to learn a new skill, challenge your comfort zone, and learn from some of the best in their field. This year, you will see some returning faces, but don't be surprised if they've acquired a new skill to share. Also, some new faces. Let's see what we've got. First up, we have returning friends Sam and Grace Kwok offering you an authentic Korean meal for two. Having both grown up in South Korea, these two have found creative ways to replicate the experience of a full Korean meal in their Naperville home. Grace has been cooking professionally for over 10 years and has become a certified chef in Korean, Japanese, and Chinese cuisine. Sam's brother Daniel says, you cannot find an experience like this in the area. Restaurants just won't do it justice. When they're not in the kitchen, these two enjoy spending time with their young daughter Rebecca, who at only 1.5 years old can recite the ABCs and numbers 1 to 10. In fact, she'll do that for you when you come to dinner. Take advantage of this opportunity to enjoy an authentic culinary experience with a Korean meal for two. Next, we have a one-on-one personal training program or buddy training session provided by Meredith Marcotte of Fit with Mare. Meredith is a former college track athlete turned personal trainer on a mission to help her clients to achieve their fitness goals and be inspired to lead an active lifestyle. Through this offering, Meredith is giving you the choice of a 4-week workout plan with a virtual coaching session, or the option to invite a friend for a 1-hour partner workout session. Meredith can help you discover your own capabilities and will leave you with a renewed sense of excitement for your own fitness journey. If you've been looking to jumpstart your fitness plan or maybe just try something new, this is your chance. Next up, we have a familiar face, but this time he has a new skill to share with you. Meet Justin Ancona, former college tennis player and up-and-coming professional pickleball competitor. Have you been curious to try pickleball but just don't know where to begin? Then Justin can be your guide. Justin and his pickleball partner Elisha have a passion for helping other players develop their skills. Earlier this year, they started publishing YouTube videos on various pickleball skills and drills, and already have a loyal following of over 3,000 players. Through this offering, Justin will guide you through the basics in 2-hour-long sessions focused on developing a strong foundation. Whether you're a beginner in need of some guidance or you're ready to take your skills to the next level, Justin is here to be your guide. Now we have an opportunity from YPF friends Kelly and Michael, offering a set of custom decorated cookies. Perfect for your next Halloween party, family Christmas, bridal shower, baby shower, or any other moment worth celebrating. Both Kelly and Michael began decorating cookies as a hobby and have quickly grown their skills beyond novice to exceptional. They both have a knack for creative skills and enjoy learning new techniques together. When they're not in the kitchen, baking a fresh batch of cookies or testing a new recipe, you can find them at the local dog park with the newest addition to their family, Milo. If you have an upcoming celebration you want to make extra special, let Kelly and Michael create you a one-of-a-kind set of cookies.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and this is my husband Daniel, and he likes to kick things. Wow, look at him go. He is very good at defending himself and others, and he'd be great at teaching you to do the same. In this offering, Daniel will lead a self-defense class for you and up to 10 people. Here you can see him demonstrating some of the moves he'll teach you. I don't know about you, but I certainly wouldn't want to get in a fist fight with him. Daniel has been trained in Taekwondo since he was a little kid, and has continued to keep up his skills. Look how cute he is. If you want to learn a few moves to protect yourself in a dangerous situation, and if you think your friends could use the same too, take advantage of this opportunity now. You don't want to miss out.
For the grand finale, we welcome back for the second time our South African friend, Martin Rowan, offering a private flight. Martin is an adventurer at heart, and since a young age, he has had an aspiration to become a pilot. He decided to take the leap a few years back, and now you will regularly find Martin refining his skills in skies over the Chicagoland area. His daughter and frequent co-pilot, Megan, says he is the most calm and collected person you could possibly fly with. Martin is offering you the unique chance to take a private flight around the Chicagoland area or to a nearby destination and experience the sensation of flying that you won't find on a commercial aircraft.
Ready, set, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. That wraps that up. Thank you again to those of you who have chosen to offer up a talent. And we are officially closing it. In 3, 2, 1, closed. That dinner, that was going like hotcakes. I think I saw a lot of bidding on that, and that's a lot of fun. So we're going to wrap up for the evening. Again, thank you guys for joining us, especially those friends around the world who are probably lying in bed, trying to stay awake and enjoying this with us. Thank you guys. We do love you very, very much. Also want to say thank you to the Kwok brothers for letting us use their studio. Thank you to Nick for producing here. Thank you to, who else? We talked about our auction friends. We talked about our international friends. And then as always, and obviously, thank you all for partnering with us in this work so that we can all improve and go out and be Jesus, whether the sphere of influence we're in or not. So with that, let's learn how to love Jesus as much as he loves us. Let's learn how to receive his love, because that's the only way we're going to do it. We love you guys, and we're happy to be able to walk with you. Have a good rest of your evening. Good night.